You're now listening to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. And now your hosts, Christian and Kris, powered by Cerberus Fantasy Sports.
Let's go. Welcome to the Cerberus Gridiron Podcast. I am your host, Christian_CFS, and we are on episode 40. Episode 40 in the building.
What? 4-0?
Yeah, I don't know who's a good player for like 4-0. But here's the co-host, Mr. K Camp. How you doing, Mr. K Camp?
I am doing well. What up, my good people? Shalom, I came to my good people. And shalom, I came to my bad people. May you learn to become good, because why? We need good people in this world. Yes, we just need it, don't we, Jesus? We need it.
Yeah, we
What's
do.
up,
Spread
man?
love, not hate. Man, nothing much,
please
man.
Spread it. It costs you nothing most of the time.
Nah. At least 99.9%. Nah, I'm just gonna say 95%.
Right, man. Why are you spreading that hate in here?
But yeah, nah, man. How you doing, man? I know you was watching that Iowa versus LSU game.
Man, it was a good game. The girls put on a show. Shout out Caitlin Clark. Full honesty, I was going for LSU, but shout out Caitlin Clark. She did her thing. 40 points, 12 dimes. Now I'm kind of watching Juju and Paige Beckers. Don't know who Juju is. She's Juju Watkins from USC, #1 high school girl. She's a freshman. She set the record for most points scored in her freshman season. Paige is, if you remember her like 4 years ago, she was the #1 high school player coming out. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch.
Shout out to both of them. You don't watch them?
Yeah. Nah, man. You know I've been busy, man. But I will say this.
We're together, right?
Yes, it's coming together. So I do want to know, though, do you think there's been more people tuned in to the women's bracket this year than the actual men's? Than the men's?
It's a strong possibility, because I think I don't know how many. I'm sure most of America has UConn winning it, and the last 2 games they played, it's been tight at halftime, and then I don't know what Coach Hurley said to them at halftime. He flipped the switch, but they come out. I turn the channel and come back like that. About 20. It was just up by like 6 at the half. They went on 30-6 run the other day against whoever they play. I said, geez. Because I remember I saw the halftime. I'm like, okay, y'all tripping, ain't you? Come on now. Man, I turned back. It's 50-29. I said, So they just playing. It's like they played the first half, and then let's go and get to it. So yeah, well, I think it's UConn to lose.
Well, I do know UConn did have a motivational speaker up in that camp, like at the beginning of like the summertime, like off season, things like that.
Who was
it? E.T. Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher.
Okay, him. Okay,
he's
really?
he's the one that came to the 49ers the year that y'all went to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
whenever old buddy missed the pick and everything, and like if he would have picked it off, then it would have been a done deal, and they would have been going to the Super Bowl.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Sorry,
but yeah. So
yeah, I think it's a little bit more competitive in the women's. Even though South Carolina is still undefeated, they had a couple close games, so it's just a little bit more competitive. I think the women's.
Yeah, that's what it looks like now. Like this, I don't know. I'm just gazing at the TV, and this game's a lot closer than the other one. So seems like it's gonna be like a bar fight.
Yeah,
just like what Kevin Garnett said. It's a bar fight, y'all. It's a bar fight. But everybody, I hope y'all are having a great time. Or I hope y'all are having a great week. We are about to jump into the show. Just had to do a little talking here and there to see how things were
Just
going
catching
on the
up. That's
co-host
it.
catch up. That's all. No, you know how we do. But we got a good one for you this way. We're gonna talk about some actual trades that actually went down up in some of our leagues, and then we're also gonna do a mock draft. And we will do we'll be using PFF and using their actual draft simulator, and we will actually be making the picks as the actual GMs to see the reason why we're making the picks, what they need, and I'll be, as you can tell, like back there over my right shoulder, I'll be the Panthers, and then the co-host will end up being the Philadelphia Eagles. So
You already know.
So let's go and get into it. A trade that just went down in the league. We had you trade Stefan Diggs. Stefan Diggs. Why did you trade Stefan Diggs? Like,
first of all, let me say that my co-host, he gets on me for not trading enough. You don't trade enough. I think I
you darn right I do.
I think I trade just enough. It ain't who trade the most, right? That's not what it's about. But yeah, he'd be on me by not trading. But I have my moments. So yeah, I traded Stefan Diggs. I had him for one more year, about $35.8 million.
Mm-hmm.
I traded him for it first next year. I actually had another offer on the table this past weekend, was for the person who has your first and second. He's gonna give you both of those for Stefan Diggs. I was like, I think I could do better. And so I went to a guy in the league. Actually, shit, that's like a week ago. I went to a guy in the league whose team isn't the best. He makes some questionable calls as a GM. So when he makes these different decisions, and so I think, okay, I'm like, you know what? I can't get the first round, I get the second round pick. Let me just try to go Stefan Diggs. It's just straight up. So the deal was me trading Stefan Diggs for him. He had Hunter Renfrow and first next year, and a third in 2026. Hunter Renfrow was just a throwaway to help him out with some money because he's cash strapped. So I just cut him. But I traded Stefan Diggs because if you look at the last since their bye week, not counting week 18, he did not score over 10 points. And so their bye week last year was week 13. And obviously the playoffs start with week 15, right? 15?
Yep.
Week 15. He scored 8.8, 7.9, and 7.1. I lost in the semifinals because my wide receivers did not show up. I traded Stefan Diggs for a first next year. I think it'll be a pretty high first next year. It at least should be a 1.06 next year. So yeah, I do have a little small hole at the wide receiver position, but I did some research, and there's some big name wide receivers that are be in the auction that I can get that can possibly fill that void for Stefan Diggs because he was a wide receiver 9 last year. But yeah, I think this is the time. He's what, 29? How old is Stefan Diggs? 29, 30? So right, he's at that age. He's out about all that. So he's at that age. Him and Josh Allen, in the offseason, he's talking shit. You see, he's not talking shit this offseason. Why? Because he missed that big catch against the Kansas City Chiefs. He missed, so he's licking his wounds. So he really ain't got shit to say. He better have shit to say. So, yeah, just the offseason drama. So it's time to move on for Stefan Diggs. My boy, I like him. He helped me win me a chip. So yeah, I know I was a little bit long-winded, but that's why I traded Stefan Diggs because he didn't show up during the playoffs time last year, but I needed him to.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine, man. There's nothing wrong with being long-winded. But for everybody out there, when y'all keep hearing him say like contracts, this and that, so what we are talking about is actually Reality Sports Online. It's probably the only platform out there that you can physically be the GM of fantasy, and you can set it up to whatever you want to do. Like you're actually the GM, and you have a salary cap. You have whatever the NFL salary cap is that year. And you have contracts that are 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, and then 1 year. And then if you are the commissioner of the league, you are able to physically pick how many contracts you want to be able to give to each year. So example, if you only want to have 1 4-year contract, you can have 1 4-year contract. If you want to have 3 3-year contracts, you can have 3. Whatever number you want to end up doing, that's how many you can end up having. But it's very strategic because depending on the rules and how the commissioner runs the league, you got to be good with your money. And it shows a lot of people, like a lot of people be talking all this junk. I don't know if any of y'all up in other fantasy leagues who be talking junk on Sleeper, things like that, saying you the best GM, things like that. This is the only platform that I know that you can physically be the GM and actually have your say-so with the contracts.
Yes.
And then you can put your money where your mouth is. Like a lot of people talk that junk, talking about they the best GM. We know that they are not. But go and check it out. Reality Sports Online. Great platform to do commissioner and contract leagues for salary cap for the NFL. But when you was talking about Stefan Diggs, it makes sense. Like you do have to physically look like you're actually up in that mode right now. You're looking at your team, assessing it, seeing what moves you need to make, because we all know that if you're trying to get back to the playoffs or try to win that ship, you can't have the exact same team that you had last year. Because 9 times out of 10, mostly 10 out of 10, you will not be able to make it back to the ship. Even if you make one little tweak here and there, that's fine. But if you got the same team, I have never seen nobody with the exact same team make it to the championship and actually win it.
I think Justice League and Other League, I think we had pretty much the same thing. But
he made some tweaks.
Minor tweaks? Minor?
Mm-hmm.
Some minor tweaks, so yeah.
Like wide receivers, getting like a different wide receiver or something like that. It wasn't much, but it was just studs.
And you would rather trade a player a year early than a year late. Right? So so Diggs was falling off this year. This was his last year on my contract. I didn't tag him or I wasn't going to extend him because it would have been like astronomical, like 4 years at like probably $45, $50 million a year. So I wasn't going to do it because he's 30. So this was the time to trade him.
Yep, it is. And now we're actually going to go to the next segment. We are actually about to do a nice mock draft per PFF. Everybody already knows what PFF is, one of the top known websites for like the mock drafts. That's what everybody ends up getting on some of the drafts. So we're going to get into it. Go on and present the screen. So as you can tell, like what we stated before, I will be the Panthers, and then the co-host, Mr. K Camp, will end up being the Philadelphia Eagles. And what we're going to end up doing is we're just going to hit start draft. It's 7 rounds, and pretty much he's going to make his selections. He's going to tell you the reason why he's making them, and we're going to be brief because we know it's 7 rounds. And then if there is a trade that he actually wants to take, he'll tell you the reason why he actually wants to take the trade. So sit back, relax, and enjoy, and let's see who has the best draft.
And so the computers pick for everybody else, right?
Yep. So we're gonna hit this button right to start draft, and it is going.
We don't have to.
So as of right now, it is going right now at fast speed. So we can go back and actually look at to see what did happen in the first 21 picks. Since the only picks we're actually worried about is the offensive player picks, then we will just go back and just say what those are really key to. So we already know Caleb went number 1 overall. But then we know Jaden Daniels ended up going to Drake May. So it's the same draft that we see like 1 through 5, besides for people trying to throw a little curveball in there. As you can tell right now on PFF, you physically cannot see computers actually make trades and make trade ups, things like that. If they could, that would actually be kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie, that would be kind of dope if you could see that happen.
But I don't.
Now,
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, as of right now, you can see You got Malik Neighbors going at 5. Then you have Marvin Harrison Jr. That's the same exact thing that you always see. And then you got Roma Duze going to the Atlanta Falcons. Then you
I
have.
don't agree with. I don't believe that. And Brock Bowers going to Chicago.
Yep. But then you got Brian Thomas going to the Jets, which that's pretty doable. And now
he went to the Jaguars.
Yeah, that's what I meant, Jaguars.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So right here, you have the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock, and the knees, wide receiver, linebacker, DB. So what you going to end up going?
So we're gonna go DB because this is the big wide receiver draft. So we'll probably get our wide receiver in the second round. We're gonna go DB, and I don't know. So according to the rank, you have Cooper DeShawn out of Iowa. Don't know about him.
You don't know nothing about that? You don't know nothing about that dude right there?
I mean, I would take the best available D back. I really know it's Kool-Aid, so I'm gonna take Kool-Aid. But you telling me that Cooper is better? I'm cool with going great size.
So he ain't bad. I think this is the same guy that I'm thinking about. Cooper DeJean. I'm trying to remember if this is the cornerback that I'm thinking about. But you said you want cornerback. You do have a trade up on the who wants to trade with you? The Bengals and Kansas City. So you're moved back 10 spots. But I do not know what they're trying to offer. But if you're trying to trade out of that pick, you can. Like, it's not like on some where they actually tell you what the trade is. You can end up making a trade if you want to, but it's on your call. Yeah. So you just want to do you just want to get the DB, right?
Yeah.
You want Cooper?
Sure. The best, he's best available cornerback. We're taking.
Okay. All right. So you were taking Cooper DeJean, and he did it because he needed an actual. So then we're gonna go through to see what ended up happening, and then Adane Mitchell ended up going to the Detroit Lions, and then Xavier Worthy went to the Baltimore Ravens, which was very interesting right there. Since they did just draft Zay Flowers last year, so they are trying to load up with one of the fastest teams out there on the NFL. And then since I am picking right now for the Carolina Panthers, we do need a wide receiver. But right here, we're actually going to take best available. And the best available on our list right here is we're actually going to go with the number one linebacker and up on our board, which we can see what's on the block. So we could move down to all 230 to 44, but we probably won't get much back up in return. Like, we could look to see, okay, so they want 33, but then we would want 44, then probably 77. See, they're not going to do that. So then probably get another fifth, and then something like that. So we can end up getting some type of. So see, they're giving up a lot, but you already know it's not going to happen like that up in real life. But we're not going to do that. We're actually going to stick to the board. We're actually going to draft the linebacker out of NC State, Peyton Wilson. So we're going to take him because we do need some linebacker depth, trying to get that defense right, and we also do pick somebody up in the next 6 picks. So the wide receivers are still there. You still have Ladd McConkey. You also have I really want to go Brendan Fitz, because then that would definitely shore up the defensive line there. You also got Troy Flanken there as well. Then you got Jaden Daniels, you got Keon Coleman, you got Jermaine Burton. So everybody is there for the picking right there at wide receiver. So nobody is big. So let's just go on and take best available, and we will go Peyton Wilson. And since we're on the clock, look at that. So that's who I was trying to go for, Xavier Legette.
They reached to get him, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ladd's still there.
So Ladd is still there. We also, let's just going to see what the trades are looking like. What's the name is still there again. So we do have some trades right there where we can pick up some more draft capital for this year, because We are trying to extend, but we're not going to do any trades backs. We're actually going to look to see try to build this team. So the next person that we're looking at is Lad is there, but is he another Adam Thielen? That's the thing. Is he Adam Thielen?
Young Adam Thielen was good.
He's a young Adam Thielen. A young Adam Thielen.
What's wrong with that? Get open. Know where you're going to be. Just saying. 6'3", 185. Runs a 4.3. Can run a whole route tree.
So he can run the whole route tree. But the one thing we do not have on our team is a deep threat speedster. But since we are looking at trying to build this up, we're not going to keep this all things short. Let's go on and go Lad McConkey out of Georgia. And let's just go and take him right here. So the next pick, we got the Philadelphia Eagles coming up. They have picked 50 and 53. We're just going to go back up for a little bit to see what is going on. So there is Bo Nix ended up going to the Raiders in the second round at pick 44, which he definitely should not be going up in the first round. But strange things can end up happening. But so next thing you know, Bo Nix went. Then Rome Wilson went to the Colts, which I think that was actually a good pickup. And then I will tell you this right now: if this ends up happening and Keon Coleman goes to the Bengals, you talking about he will probably jump up into like that pick 1.08, 1.09 easily
in the rookie draft.
In rookie draft,
so. Yeah.
But
especially if they trade T. Higgins,
Yep. Which most likely they probably will. So that's probably the reason why they took Keon Coleman there, because they know they're probably already going to trade T. Higgins and things like that. But with the Philadelphia Eagles on the clock at pick 50, what are y'all going to do? You just got your cornerback.
Can you filter on the wide receivers real quick?
Yep, we can go to the wide receivers. So you got Ricky Parcell, you got Jermaine Burton. You got Jalen Polk.
We go Ricky right quick. We go Ricky Pearsall. Let me look at he's pretty, and let me look at what's his height and weight? 6'1", 192. Senior. We're gonna take Ricky. He won't intimidate on the line scrimmage, but he will.
Oh, hold on? Let me go back to let you read that.
Once the ball changes, he ran slot receiver who can contribute early. Okay, let's go, Ricky. Ricky.
So he is going with Ricky. Let's see. I know you ain't trying to do any of the trades, but hey, you got some trades up there. But hey, going to give him Ricky. Not no pretty Ricky out there, everybody, but he's getting Ricky.
Pretty Ricky with the college.
So y'all are back up. We do see if this happens in the draft, I will be shocked.
Oh shit, we back
because they got Michael Penix Jr. going to the Steelers, which means if everybody can't remember what just happened, we know Russell Wilson is there. We know Justin Fields is there, and now you got Michael Penix Jr. there. But with the Philadelphia Eagles on the clock at 53, what are y'all going? You need a linebacker, and you also need a DB and then a wide receiver. So
let's just get that. Scroll down a little bit. Let me see the next linebackers. You're going too fast for me. Too fast. Scroll back up. Ain't going that far now. I remember he had 2 in the second round. I would probably take Jonathan Brooks still there. I would probably take. I would think it's Jatavion Sanders because I know that Dallas Goedert is getting long in the tooth.
Give Jalen Hurts more weapons.
Let's do it. I'm all for that. Kellen Moore, let's do it. Take Jatavion Sanders.
All right, so you got Jatavion Sanders. So we are in the third round, so we'll go back and look and try to speed this up a little bit for everybody that is watching and listening out there. So the Philadelphia Eagles did end up taking Jatavion Sanders. The running back, like the next fantasy player that everybody would want to know is that the Detroit Lions ended up taking Jonathan Brooks at running back. So that was the first running back off the board. And then this is another thing. Like you can tell you can't always play because then they have the Baltimore Ravens taking another wide receiver in Jermaine Burton. So that's two wide receivers right there that you know for a fact that's probably not going to end up happening. But you can see the San Francisco 49ers actually going for another wide receiver, depending on what's going to happen with Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. So then the Panthers are back on the clock at pick 65. So we already have our wide receiver and we also already have our linebacker. So what I'm looking at right here to see what is the best available, but I'm also looking at because we do need a cornerback because as of right now, the corners are looking kind of shaky. And this is the guy who I was looking at trying to make sure that he was going to be there is one. The dude is 6'3", so he's a long corner. We already know about our other corner over there. On the other side is what's his name? Totally forgot. Having a brain fart. Yeah, JC Horn over there. But we know he hasn't been healthy throughout his whole career. But when he is healthy, he is a top notch. And right now, we do have a play in for Stefan Diggs. But we need to make sure that we do not. I mean, not Stefan Diggs, but
what to say? What?
Stefan Gilmore. My bad.
Oh, okay.
But because we're trying to bring him back home, but since we don't have him right now on the team, we are actually going to go with Curry Jackson and at cornerback. So that shores up the other side. Since we did just get rid of Dante Jackson, and the picks are going, they're going. And the Panthers are back on the clock. So we will scroll up just a little bit to see what did end up unfolding. We did have Jalen McMillan go to the Cardinals again. Then the Washington Commanders ended up getting Tez Walker. Then Javen Baker went to the Patriots. Jalen Wright ended up going back to Detroit. So yeah,
another running back they took. That ain't come on, computer.
Yeah, the computer ain't helping out right now, everybody. So then you got Blake Chrome going to the Raiders. Then you got Malachi Corleone ended up going to the Colts. Then you got Spencer Rattler going to the Los Angeles Rams, which
that makes some sense.
Not bad. Then you got Johnny Wilson going to the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is interesting there because we do not know what Johnny Wilson is going to end up being because he is a tall corner. Then you got Tampa Bay Buccaneers going with Trey Benson. Then Jamari Thrash went to the Cardinals. Then you got Bucky Irvin going to the Green Bay Packers. Then you have Brendan Rice. SC Brendan Rice, if y'all don't know, that is Jerry Rice's son, going to the Washington Commanders. And with the Panthers on the clock in the fourth round at pick 101, we are looking at trying to fill. They already went like guard and everything. So what they are probably going to end up looking for is like a thumper at like running back or the best available corner. So I'm going to look and see what this guy Mason is. If he only played left guard, so would be a good steal right there, which if we are thinking about best available, he might be the person that we'll end up taking, just to be honest with you. Then we also got this. So he can play right guard as well, but he also can play center. So that's a good plus right there. So if we had to pick and things about it, probably not a next pick. So we probably just going to go with the center because they do need a center because currently right now they probably need a backup. So we will go with the center just to fill the needs to help Bryce Young in the middle. Then the Eagles are coming up at pick 120. I'm not really going to go through all the other wide receivers because we're trying to keep this all nice, short, and sweet.
Marshawn Lloyd failed. That's a shock. Scroll down a little bit. Let's see if I'm looking for the best available linebacker. I don't see. He's far down. So let's go back up. I mean, ain't there that quick? We love our defense. Let's go with Xavier Thomas. Clemson.
All right, so you going with another edge rusher, which y'all did just lose Hassan Reddick to the Jets. So, right now the Panthers are back on the clock, and right now they're probably looking at maybe some type of running back, a tight end, to help out, or maybe some D-line help. You got Ben Sinek right here, but personally, I don't know if he's one of the top because I do think that they're probably going to use Stefon Sullivan, but they are looking for. We're probably going to need a bruiser running back, so it's probably a nice selection of where to actually get a nice bruiser. Which all the running backs that are top notch are actually already gone, so might as well have to sit it and forget it. And yeah, they gone. they are gone. Like Will Shipley is already gone, so. Yeah, they just left the Braylon Allen, so yeah, technically probably would have had to take a running back then if we was actually reaching, but we actually played the board. So they are looking for a tight end. So let's go and get Ben Sinek out of Kansas State to give Bryce Young some more weapons as well. And the Eagles are about to be on the clock. What are y'all going to end up doing right now?
We don't. She a linebacker up there anywhere? Look at linebacker. That was who lost for software a little bit. No, don't see one. Okay,
So
go
what I
back
can
up.
do is I can go to the linebackers for you to show you. So yeah, so the closest linebackers have been 201. So yeah, it's not even.
Buddy from Michigan, kick a guard. Excuse me.
Okay.
My boy, what's his name? Lane Johnson. So we need to. He's getting older. We need to fill him out.
So you're going him right here? So, yeah. Trevor Keegan.
Guard from Michigan.
Yep.
Guard from Michigan. Yep.
All right, and the Panthers on the clock, and you do have 2 picks up in a row for them complimentary picks. So, looking at what they have, like they looking at maybe potential D lineman or get this nice Swiss Army knife. Like people don't know, but let's go on to get Dylan Lundby. Like, yeah, he's not a big bruiser. Look at his weight and everything. Like he's 5'10", 208. Not a thumper, but we are looking for a running back. We could go Dylan Washington out of Washington. I mean, Dylan Johnson out of Washington. He is 6 feet 218, decent all around athlete, but lacks difference making trait for him to stand out and then NFL next level. So if that is what they're saying, but then let's look at what they say about Dylan Lundby or Lobby. Oh, see, they ain't got nothing about him. Nothing. Dang, they sleeping on him.
Yeah. You know about
him? I know a little something about him. But let's see what is going, reason why he's falling so far, but it does not make a difference. We are going Dylan Lobby. So at the next pick, then the Eagles, what are y'all doing at this pick in these selections?
We are going, let's take the cornerback out of Tennessee, Kamal.
Okay.
Big Darius Slay, he's getting old too. So yeah, take another one. Maybe he'll hit 6'1", 197, 200.
Yeah, I think he ended up getting hurt too as well. I don't know, but
this guy right here.
All right, now you're back up on the clock again at pick 172 now.
Son of a gun.
And then your next pick is not until 210. So
let me get the linebacker there. I ain't taking Joe Milton. No, let's go with. I'm going to take that out. The Nehemiah Pritchett, and I got a good competition. Look at another cornerback. I don't care.
Give you a first look at him. So 6'1", 184 senior. Pitcher quickness and special team experience make him a cornerback to draft and develop. But unless he gets stronger, it will be tough to keep him on the field full-time role and think, well, he's going to get stronger.
Yes. Shoot program.
So you going with him?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So yeah, we already know that's about to happen. So y'all are up at pick 210. I don't even think we have any more picks. So it is just on you. So the Eagles are back up on the clock. Frank Gore Jr. ended up going to the Raiders at pick 208. So what are you thinking right here?
Pick
Pick 210.
Go to the linebackers. We had 200, 200.
Let's go back to
Yeah,
the
I gotta
linebackers.
take it. The one I wanted. Oh, he's not that far down. We in round 7. Oh, let's take a shot.
Yeah.
Jalen Ford out of Texas. Take a shot.
All right, we're gonna take a shot. Let's look at some of his stats and everything. 6'3", 42. Probably gonna be a special teams guy starting off. Man, you know how that works out up in the league. Most people. Oh no, he was in 6th round. My bad. So yeah, special teams 6. Around your 6th, 7th round is when you're actually building that depth for your special teams. So we'll see what is going to end up happening. And this is the last pick for us as well for the Carolina Panthers. And we are going to select. Let's see, who do we want to take? Let's see. So we need some special teams. Let's see what they got up in the safeties and things like that. So it's only saying, let's see what we're going to end up doing. Let's go on and take yeah, so he's not a thumper. I was looking for a thumper. Yeah.
You supposed to take what's his face? Marshawn Lloyd.
Marshawn Lloyd?
Did you want a thumper? I thought you were gonna take him earlier though.
Man, it's a tough decision, man. We're just gonna fly. Let's go and secure that. Let's have some linebacker traits. Let's do the linebacker out of LSU. Let's see what he's looking like. Yeah, we'll just do him. Don't know nothing about him. 6'3". He's a senior. Hey, he's in the 7th round. He's just trying to make the team.
Right. He taking shots. Exactly.
He's gonna be a special teams guy, so that's where you build all your depth right there. So they're going to end up giving us our grades to see how good we ended up doing.
I'm nervous.
So we are going to get off this right here, and we're actually going to look at yours at first.
So we got an A plus. Cooper.
So you got an A. You got an A for Ricky Pearsall. We did not make any trades in this league. So then you got Jatavian Sanders. Then you end up going Xavier Thomas. They did not like that pick, but they did like the guard from Trevor Keegan, A-. Then they also did like the competition that you brought in for the cornerback Kamal Hayden. They gave you all an A+. Nehemiah Pritchett, B+, and then D4. But overall grade is an A.
Let's take that all day long, baby.
Take that. So then for the Carolina Panthers, what they ended up getting was an A-. They didn't. They got an A- for Peyton Wilson, Lad McConkey, an A. Kareem Jackson, B+. The center out of Braxton Limmer out of Arkansas, center. They did like the Ben Sinek pick. They gave us a B- on the Dylan Lobby pick, which
you get no C's though.
Didn't get no C's, and then got a B+ and Darius Malsalzo, whatever his last name is. Malsalzo. You don't right, I did. Sound like
your issue is you just didn't have enough A+ to bring that A- up.
Yeah, that's for like I didn't even have that A+, but hey, an A-, man, I'll take that, man. I'll take that.
They Panthers need that because they need some kind of A.
Yeah, man, they download this, go and post this so people can see what the draft and let people know, like, hey, who had the better draft? Was it Christian _CFS, the host, or was the co-host Mr. K Camp? But that was interesting, though, man. That was interesting. We can actually go back to see how the first round ended up going. We've already talked about it before. Some people that actually want to know, you can get a visual. Caleb Williams ended up going number 1 overall. Then you have Jaden Daniels. You have Drake May, Marvin Harrison to the Cardinals, Malik Neighbors to the Chargers. Then Roma Duze to the Falcons, Brock Bowers to the Chicago Bears, JJ McCarthy to the Broncos, which a lot of this, we probably ain't going to see this happening because they're going to be a lot of trades. I think is going to happen. People just are waiting for them just to load everything up. Then you had Brian Thomas Jr. going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then the next
I like that.
Available wide receiver is going Ade Mitchell going to the Detroit Lions. Then you have Xavier Worthy, the speedster, going to the Baltimore Ravens. And that is the mock draft. But that was a mock draft. We gave a mock draft representing the Carolina Panthers and the Philadelphia Eagles. So you thought you did good up on your draft? You think it was going to help out your team?
I think I did damn good. You see that 8? You see that 8? They got a couple 8 pluses. D-back. No, we said when I D-back go on that back end. Boys.
Yeah, man, it was a good little episode and everything. A little quick one. We got to thank everybody for watching and tuning in. It was giving you a little mindset of what could happen up in the war room and some of these GMs, seeing some of the hard decisions that actually have to be making. And maybe we might end up doing another one right before the draft, but we might not even use Pro Football Focus, or we might be able to adjust the settings or something like that to make it a little bit more difficult and more a little challenging. But what we always have to say is like, we got to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell all your buddies.
Please.
Also, people that are watching this up on Replay Squad, Replay Gang, we thank y'all for actually tuning into this. We greatly appreciate it. And last words, Mr. K Camp, all on you.
Hey, like as we end every show, we thank y'all for coming out. We know you could have been anywhere, but you were here with us, and we appreciate that. Spread love, not hate.
Spread love, not hate.